so most Wing Chun people do the Tan Sao here. Our Tan is up here with the bend of the wrist parallel to the tip of the nose. So if you throw a round punch with your rear hand, I'm gonna block you here with my forearm, not the hand, because if he pushes through, he's gonna hit me. So I have to have it here. The same thing with the Wu Sao. If I block with the Wu Sao, I want the bend of my thumb parallel to the tip of my nose. So I'm always covering like this, as opposed to training down here. And the story is that Len John was taller, so when he would train with his students, he would have to have his hands down here. Nobody's fighting down here. You don't see boxers training down here. They don't do their guard like this. You want to cover your head. That's why our Tan Sao's high. Do a round punch, I'm going to do a Quan. Now notice where my Tan is and my Bong. And you don't want to do the Bong Sao with the hand like this. If you did a round kick, say his arm was a kick, and I did this, I'm gonna break my fingers. So the Tan is flat, the Bong is flat, not like this. If you do a Bong like that, I'm gonna punch you a Bong with the arm bent, with the hand bent.
Okay.
See? See?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Chin Na. Okay, so let's work on some Quans. If he does his hand, he can do a Bong Sao, right? But if this was a kick, I want to do a Quan. So can you kick? See, I don't want to have him kick my own bone. So for a round punch, I can do a Bong Sao supported by a Wu. But if this was a kick, I do a Tan, so I don't hurt myself. So I disperse the force over this part of my arm instead of taking it here, okay? So he does the round punch. I don't want to hit from here because that punch can be pop. So if he does that punch, leave it right there. I want to be here, to be away from it. And then turn around and do a Gan, just like in the form. So I'm going to do a Gan Sao in the center. Then I check here and hit, and move to the side. In the Silam Tao form, we have the Pak Sao. The first Pak Sao goes 45 degrees forward. That's called a toy Pak, pushing Pak. So if I had a square here, I'm pushing towards the upper right-hand corner of my square. And then I pivot on this point and do a palm strike. So you don't Pak and retract and then strike. So this is for a jab. So let's stay here, you face me this way. So let's do it slow first. You punch, I pop. No, you get out there for a second. You pop, you pull your hand back, I follow it in. Right? Do it again. Follow it in, right? Right? You do it fast, I follow it in. Now, without hitting me, do 2 jabs. If I retract it, if I do this and pull it back, that second jab's gonna hit. So now he does 2 jabs. I walk him back the line. So that's what the first Pak can represent. So I Pak, strike. So don't Pak, pull back, cock it back. Don't load it. Pak, hit from there. So if I'm here, I Pak, I hit right from here. And then you're gonna have to use the other hand to support. So when he does it, I pull back, okay? He does the drill. So I move back, okay? So we have a jut sao. So if you jut, you notice there's a hook. My hand forms like a hook. So make a fist. See how this kind of controls your balance?
Yes.
Either this side or that side. So when you do that jut in the form, I jut and then strike to your eye.
Okay.
So that's why it's back. You do 2 hands in the form. But in reality, it will be I jut and then buji to your eye. So I would jut the punch, buji to the eye. And you do it, we'll do it slow. Be careful, don't go near the eye, okay?
Yeah.
So jut, go to the eye. Jut, go to the eye. Or I can be on this side. Jut, go to the eye. So I have to cover it. So this, the hook of my hand, even if he does a horizontal fist, so with a vertical fist, see? And with a horizontal fist, almost the same thing. I redirect his hand away from my face. He's punching the air, I jut. So that's that part of the form. So I jut, and then I strike that way or that way, it doesn't matter. So Hyun. So the Hyun Sao, I move the limb from one side to the other. See? Move it from here to do something. Or I move it from here. So you can combine the jut with a Hyun and strike. Now notice I'm doing that Yun Sao out here. It's on my central line, not my center line. So, and the jut, so I'm doing jut, Yun. My guard is here, I jut, Yun. Forget this hand. Jut, Yun. So when he punches, I jut. See, it's on my central line, because my center line is facing away from my opponent. Step to the side, see my Fuk Sao and my Yun Sao is on my central line. And I check and hit. So when he punches, see? And I use my footwork to circle around. So I do jut, Yun Sao, Yun Gur. Right? Yun Sao, Yun Gur. Okay? So I jut, and then you step off and do something, and then you do from there. Okay? Let's try that. So when you do a Fuk Sao and a Yun Sao, I keep my elbow fixed. I don't do this. Okay? So if he throws a punch at me and I do this, see, I'm open. You have your elbow up. But if I do this, and he tries to hit me, he can't get in. So what Fuk Sao does is teaches you how to move a person's limb from the left to the right without sacrificing the coverage of your middle gate. So you never would raise your elbow. See? So I Yun here. Okay? So watch. See? I keep my elbow here. If I do this, I'm open. Especially if you do some styles that have a corkscrew punch where they would, yeah. And I would be stuck right here. Okay? So come here for a second. So let's get this way. So if I punch at you and you knock my hand away, I have to leave to make a circle to circle around to get to your blind side. So when I punch, you knock my hand away. And even boxers parry like this. If I leave my wrist in the center, I can't get around you. Now, some people in our lineage do a great big circle. You see their forms, they do this. That doesn't make sense. So if you punch, if I punch and you pop, and I make a big circle, look. Yeah. I've left an opening for you to hit me. So this is called a Lao Sao, a slipping hand. So we got that. So I'm skipping, let's do the Gam Sao. That's to the side. Now some styles do it to the side. We do it forward. I saw a video of Wong Shun Lung explaining it. He was doing it here, but when someone asked him what it was for, he went out here. So we just go there anyway instead of doing this. So I'm not saying the other way is wrong. We block out here in front of us. If you look from this angle, I block out here. So if he does a kick to me, I'm gonna block out here. There's no fighting application to block here.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So we tend to take our Silom Tao form movements literally. You know, so I'm gonna block out here. And you don't wanna block the flat of your palm. Your thumb should point up a little bit. So if this were his leg, I wanna block here at the whole leg.
So like a blade.
Yeah, like the blade that I have. So you kick with this leg. So let's say I block and then do a technique. So if I'm here, block, do a technique. Doesn't matter which leg, you kick with the other leg, the same thing. And I can kick the other one there. Okay. So let's do a couple of those from a front stance. You block out, step around and fight, or from a side neutral stance, you can block, circle around and try.